Okay, I'm always going to give cells the dignity of that we think that they're pushing the current in the correct direction. So I'm going to say that this guy is pushing the current this way, and that this cell here is pushing the current that way. Okay. Now the question is, which way do you think this thing's pushing it? I'm just going to say that because that's a bigger voltage there, that this is pushing it this way. Now just remember, if you guess wrong, okay, the science has a way of just, happening, It's like, so I'm going to call that I1, call that I2, call this I3, okay? So when I look at this junction here, I1 flows in, so we have to say in equals out, right? Okay, so I1 equals, well, it splits up into I2 and I3. Okay, so if I write this in matrixable form, it looks like this. I1 minus I2 minus I3 is 0. And now I'm done with that guy. Okay, I've got the 1 in the left column, 2 in the next column, 3 in the next column. I put the constants over here. Okay, now let's do a traverse of the right side. Let's start here, lower left corner, and let's do this. Okay, I'm going to traverse that thing. Notice I'm going to go downstream through the 3, downstream through the 4, then the correct way through this battery, then downstream through the 2, downstream through the 6, downstream through the 5, and I'll be back to the original. So let's just do this, okay? So I've got negative 3I1 minus 4I1. Now we're going the right way through the battery, right? So that's plus 17 minus 2I1. Okay. Now minus 6I2 minus 5I2. And now we're back, okay? So we're at 0. There can't be any, this has to be the same potential as this, right? So let's just double check. So down 3, down 4, up 17, down 2I1, then down 6I2, down 5I2. All right, so let's see, 3, 4, and 2 is 9. Is that right? That is right. So minus 9I1. Okay, and then how many I2s? We got 11, right? So that is minus 11I2 plus 0I3 equals, I guess, negative 17. Is that right? Yeah. All right. So this is our second matrixable equation. All right. Let's do this. And now let's do the same thing. We'll start the same place, and then we'll go around this side here. This will be I'll just go clockwise. I'm just a creature of habit. I'm a creature of habit. All right, so I'm going to go plus, notice I'm going upstream through I2. So plus 5I2, here we go, plus 6I2. Okay, now suddenly we're going downstream, right? So minus 7I3. Okay, then we go the correct way through this cell here, so plus 11. Okay, then I go downstream through this guy, so minus 8I3. And now I'm back to that thing. That's 0. Let's just double check. So up 5I2, up 6I2. Now we're going downstream, so down 7I3, plus 11 because we're going the correct way through the cell. Then minus 8I3. Okay, so let's, this is 0I1. Okay, how much I2? I think it's plus 11 I2. How much here? 15, right? There's 15 total I3s, right? And it's minus. And then this 11's got to go on the other side, so it's going to be negative. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Okay. Okay. So let's make this thing matrixable. Let's see how much room we've got for this. Okay, it's about there. Okay. Let's put our matrix over here, and then we can see it as we type it into the calculator. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so I've got 1, -1, -1, 0. 1, -1, -1. And then I'm going to invert that matrix and multiply by another matrix here. And then that's going to equal I1, I2, I3. Okay, so let's see, that's the first row. So 1, -1, -1, and then 0 is over here. Okay, then -9, -11. Obviously, I could make all these positive, but yeah, that would mean that I care. Okay, that's -17. Then let's see, we got 0, 11, -15, and -11. All right. Are we ready for this? Are we ready for this? Let's turn on our calculator. Let's clear alpha F3. Let's go 3 and 3. So you've got to get it over the 3, right? And then I'm going to go here, and then I'm going to hit enter. Okay, 1, -1, -1. And then I always go to the left side. It's easier to type these in left to right. So -9, -11. I just went down arrow there, and then this is 11. This guy's -15. Okay, do I have that typed in correctly? And then you go to the right of that guy, and we're going to invert it. So let's hit the invert button. Do we have the right thing there? Yes. Okay, so now we need to stick another matrix that we're going to multiply it by. So I'm going to go alpha F3. This one's going to have 3 rows, but only 1 column. So I go down, enter, down, enter. And this guy's 0, and then -17, and then -11. All right, are we ready for this? And I get, well, I get those numbers. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually, and we guessed, by the way, the fact that they're all positive means that we guessed correctly. Okay, so let's take a look at this guy here. I'm going to store this guy, so hit storage. And then we need to store it in a matrix. So we're going to go second matrix. Let's store it in A just for kicks. There it is, right? So and now that's stored in A, right? And now I can get those numbers out. Second matrix A. I can address the matrix. This is kind of fun, right? So 1, 1, that's row 1, column 1. By the way, if you say column 2, it'll be like, whoa, there's no column 2. You'll get an error. Okay, and then I'm gonna store that value in alpha A. And then I'll do the same thing here. Let's go and store that in the second one in B. Let's store this guy. There it is. So I've got them stored now. Now I can use these numbers, right? I can actually multiply and divide and do all this stuff, right? Okay, so let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation, right? So this is I1 equals, it's this guy, right? So it actually went up and down and down. Okay, It actually went up, down, down, right? And I stored this in A, the variable A, and I stored this in B, and I stored this guy in C, okay? So this guy is 1.4110 amps. This guy is 0.390977 amps, okay? And then this guy is 1.02005 amps, okay? Okay, so let's see, 6, and this is I1, I2, I3, right? Okay, so let's see, 6, where's our 6? Our 6 is here. Okay, so our 6 is going to be 6I2 or 6B in our calculator, right? So V is IR is equal to I2, which is this guy, right, times 6, is equal to 0.390977 times 6, which is just 6B for me, right? So I can literally just go 6B, 2.35 roughly. Okay, where's the 8? The 8 is here, so that's going to be 8I3, okay? So V is IR, so it's going to be I3 times 8. We're just using Ohm's law here, right? Okay, or for us, it's going to be 8C, okay? That's 8.16 volts. Okay, and then power is going to be I squared R. Okay, where's the 2? The 2 is there, so it's going to be I1 squared R. Times 2, which is I1 is A, so A squared times 2. .98 watt is the unit. Okay, where's the 7? 7's over here. So 7 is I3, right? So that's going to be I3 squared times 7, right? Or 7C squared, right? .28 watts. All right, and now we get to the dreaded V question, right? And all we do for that is we just do a Kirchhoff's law, what is it, I don't know, the second one, the loop equation law. Only instead of doing a loop, we just simply go, I'm going to go left side to right side. Okay, so I'm going to go left to right. Okay, by the way, you don't have to go left to right. You can go right to left. Okay, I just try to be, clockwise, left to right. Just always do the same thing, okay? But I'm going to go left to right. I'm going to go from this side here to this side. This is my left side. This is my right side. I'm going to go left to right. I'm going to do the lower route first. And the lower route takes us through the 4, the 3. Notice that we're going upstream through the upstream through these things. And then it's going to go upstream through the 5. So we know that this will be the positive side. This is going to be more positive. We know that already, right? Because we're going upstream through 2 currents like that. So the lower route, let's go plus 4I1. I1 is this guy, right? Then we're going to go plus 3I1. Then I'm going to go plus 5I2. And what is that? So this is 4A plus 3A plus 3A plus 5b, 4a plus 3a plus 5b, and that's 11.832, okay? Okay, so now let's do the same thing. Let's go left to right, but let's do the upper route. So we're going to go through the 17, downstream through the 2, downstream through the 6, okay? 2 different currents. So let's do the upper. Okay, so we go the correct way. We're going the correct way through the 17. So plus 17. Okay, and then we're going to go downstream. So minus 2 I1. That's a minus. Okay, then minus 6 I2. Okay. So let's see, let me type this in my calculator. So in my calculator, I'm typing 17 minus 2a, because I stored I1 in A, right? Minus 6b, okay? 11.832. And by the way, we know that this side's more positive than this side. This side is a higher potential than this side, okay? We know that. We know so much. All right. So this is what, 11.8? All right.